I thought I'd seen it all working as a compliance consultant. 20 years dealing with regulations, bureaucracy, and people who think rules don't apply to them. But nothing prepared me for the day I watched Stephanie Mulroney try to declare war on the Transportation Security Administration at Cedar Ridge Regional Airport. It was a Tuesday morning, 8 a.m., and I was just trying to get home. Normal day. Normal flight. Or so I thought. The security line at Cedar Ridge wasn't terrible. Maybe 40 people deep, moving at a decent pace. Families with kids, business travelers, retirees heading somewhere warm. Everyone doing what you're supposed to do at an airport: arrive early, wait your turn, follow the rules. Then she arrived. Stephanie Mulroney rolled up to the TSA checkpoint 20 minutes before her flight was supposed to board, which meant she had maybe 30 minutes before they closed the gate. Her rolling suitcase had a monogram the size of a dinner plate. Louis Vuitton duffel bag swinging from her shoulder like a designer weapon. Platinum blonde hair, oversized sunglasses indoors, and that specific energy that screams I've never been told no in my entire life. She took one look at the line snaking around the stanchions and said, loud enough for everyone to hear, absolutely not. I was about 15 people back, laptop already out, shoes untied, doing the responsible traveler thing. I watched her scan the checkpoint like a predator looking for weakness. And then she just did it. Walked straight past the entire line, ducked under the rope barrier like it was a limbo stick at a party, and planted herself right at the front. The dad holding a toddler she shoved past actually stumbled. An elderly couple stared at her like she'd just materialized from another dimension. And Stephanie? She acted like she'd been there the whole time. She snapped her fingers at the nearest TSA agent, a tired-looking woman named Morales according to her name tag, and announced, I need a fresh bin. That one's dirty. And I'm not taking off my shoes. They're designer. I blinked. We all blinked. Morales stepped closer, her voice steady and professional. Ma'am, you need to go to the back of the line like everyone else. Stephanie smiled, the kind of smile that doesn't reach your eyes. Oh. I'm TSA pre-check. The sign literally 2 feet above her head said general boarding, no pre-check. Morales glanced up at the sign, then back at Stephanie. This lane doesn't have pre-check. That's over there. Stephanie scoffed so loudly you could hear it over the conveyor belts. I'm not walking all the way over there. Just scan me and let me through. I'm flying first class. Someone behind me muttered, what does that have to do with security? Morales didn't budge. Ma'am, you still need to wait in line. Everyone here has a flight to catch. That's when Stephanie's eyes swept over the crowd. Families. College kids. People in hoodies and sneakers. Regular people. People she clearly thought were beneath her. You don't understand, she said, voice rising like she was addressing servants. I have a very important meeting in Orlando. I paid good money for this ticket. I am not missing my flight because you people can't move faster. The retired man she'd cut off spoke up. Then you should have arrived earlier. Stephanie's head whipped around. Excuse me? He shrugged. They tell you to get here 2 hours early. It's on the ticket. I couldn't help it. I added, it's also in literally every confirmation email they send. A few people in line actually laughed. Her face went tight. She pointed at me with one manicured finger. Mind your own business, hoodie boy. I didn't ask for commentary from Coach. I glanced down at my plain gray hoodie. I am Coach. 24B, actually. Morales radioed someone. Can I get a supervisor at lane 4? That's when Stephanie pulled out her phone and held it up like she was about to perform an exorcism. You know what? I know how this works. She tapped the screen, started recording. I'm filming this. You're denying me access, discriminating against me, and I will have your job by the end of the day. The guy next to me whispered, she really just said the line is discrimination. Stephanie aimed the camera at Morales, angling it slightly below her chin, the classic I'm the victim angle. Hi, yes, I'm at the Cedar Ridge Airport, she said, forcing her voice to crack. These TSA agents are refusing to let me on my flight even though I'm a paying first-class passenger and Clear member. I frowned. We don't even have Clear here. A supervisor walked up. Mid-40s, calm expression, the face of a man who'd seen every flavor of entitled nonsense humanity had to offer. His name tag read Henderson. "What seems to be the issue?" he asked. Stephanie swung the camera toward him. "This agent is blocking me from getting to my plane." Henderson looked at Morales. Morales tilted her head toward the rope Stephanie had ducked under. "So you cut the line," Henderson said. "It wasn't a question." Stephanie straightened. "I didn't cut. I'm just ahead. I have status." Henderson's expression didn't change. "The only status that matters here is the line. You need to go back and wait your turn." Stephanie's smile shifted into something sharper. "Predatory. I'm calling corporate for the airline. What's your full name and badge number?" Henderson pointed to his chest. "It's right here, ma'am. You can read it." She huffed like the badge had insulted her. "I'll remember. You're ruining my day." I could see it happening. The tighter her face got, the more dangerous she became. This wasn't a woman who was going to just sulk and go to the back of the line. This was a woman about to make a catastrophically bad decision. And then she did. Stephanie spun around and marched straight past the conveyor belt toward the metal detector, ignoring every single person trying to stop her. "Ma'am, you can't," Morales lunged forward, hand out. "I am not taking off my shoes." Stephanie shouted. "These are $700 sneakers. I am not putting them in your disgusting bins." An alarm started chirping. She'd crossed into the secured screening area without clearance. "Ma'am, stop walking," Henderson called out, his voice sharper now. "You are not cleared. Do not approach the scanner." Everyone froze. This wasn't funny anymore. This was a federal screening violation happening in real time. Stephanie turned halfway, hair flipping over her shoulder like she was in a shampoo commercial. "What are you going to do? Arrest me for walking? I have rights." She kept going, marching right up to the body scanner where another TSA agent stood with his mouth open. "And I'm not removing my liquids," she continued, shoving her designer tote toward the belt. "They're skincare. They don't count." She was about to dump her unscanned, unbinned bag directly onto the conveyor when Henderson's voice boomed across the checkpoint. "Nope. That's it. Everybody stop." He stepped forward, palm up. "Ma'am, put the bag down. Step away from the belt. Do not move." She laughed. "You're not serious. You are now attempting to bypass security procedures," he said evenly. "That is a federal issue. Put the bag down." Phones came out. 40 people, maybe more, all recording. You could feel the entire terminal holding its breath. Stephanie, with the confidence of someone who'd never read a single airport sign in her life, rolled her eyes and muttered, "I'm not a terrorist. This is ridiculous." And she kept walking. That was the moment. The exact second she went from annoying woman having a bad day to active security incident. 2 airport police officers appeared so fast I swear they teleported. One stepped directly into her path, hand up. "Ma'am, this is law enforcement. Step back from the screening area and place your belongings on the table." Stephanie looked genuinely offended. "I'm a United States citizen. I'm allowed to travel. I'm just going to my gate. You people are harassing me because I won't let you power trip." My phone buzzed. Text from my coworker already at the gate. "Bro, why is security paused? They said incident at checkpoint." I typed back, "I'll explain. Bring popcorn." The first officer tried again. "You bypassed the queue, ignored verbal instructions, and approached screening equipment without clearance. That's not just going to your gate." She smirked. "Oh, please. I'll just talk to the airline. They'll override you. I spend a lot of money with them. I'm Platinum Diamond Elite Premier." Someone behind me said, "That's not even a thing." The second officer turned to Henderson. "You got her on camera ignoring instructions?" Henderson gestured up. "Multiple angles. Overhead, lane cam, body cam. And there's about 40 cell phones pointed at her right now." That's when I saw it. The exact moment Stephanie realized she wasn't the one collecting evidence. Everybody else was. "Okay, ma'am," Officer 1 said calmly. "At this point, we're documenting this as interference with screening procedures. That can result in you being denied boarding, civil penalties, or both." Stephanie blinked. "You're not serious." "You can't deny me boarding." Officer 2 added, "We can and we will. TSA has authority over the checkpoint. The airline can't override that." Someone in line actually clapped. Henderson turned to the waiting crowd. "Folks, we're going to reopen an alternate lane. Please follow Agent Morales to lane 5. We apologize for the delay." As we shifted, Morales pointed at me. "You were next before the incident, right?" Yeah. "You're at the front for lane 5. Come on." Suddenly, I went from random guy in line to main character of the normal people. As I followed Morales, I passed Stephanie, who was now flanked by 2 officers, still arguing. "Oh, so he gets priority now," she snapped. I gave a small, almost apologetic shrug. Crazy how lines work when you don't limbo under them. As I loaded my backpack onto the belt at lane 5, I could hear fragments of the Meltdown echoing from lane 4. "I paid for first class. That has nothing to do with federal screening. I will sue all of you individually." "Okay. Your choice." From my new vantage point, I watched the karmic dominoes fall in slow motion. TSA went through her bags, because once you cause a scene like that, you get the deluxe search experience. They pulled out full-size shampoo and conditioner bottles. A giant candle in a glass jar. A metal water bottle still full. 3 random electronic devices tangled in charging cords. And then, a steak knife. The entire line gasped. "Oh, that's from a picnic," Stephanie said, like that made it better. "It's not even sharp." "It's a knife," Officer 2 said. "You can't take this through security." And now, with everything else that's happened, this is going in the report. Stephanie turned purple. "I didn't know it was in there." Henderson flipped through something on his tablet. "Ma'am, with the knife and your behavior at the checkpoint, you're not flying today. Your boarding pass is being revoked." "You can't do that." I stepped through the scanner, hands up, trying not to smile. As I came out clean on the other side, I heard the most beautiful sentence in airport history. "You're being escorted from the secured area, ma'am," Officer 1 said. "And we'll be forwarding this incident to TSA for review of civil penalties. You may be contacted regarding fines." "Fines?" she screeched. "I'm the victim here." The officer replied calmly, "Victims usually don't climb under rope and charge the scanner." Morales glanced at my boarding pass as I put my shoes back on. "You're on the Orlando flight too?" "Yeah." "Oh good," she said. "You'll have a peaceful first-class passenger missing from it." "I'm in 24B, I reminded her. She smirked. "Well, 24B is safer now." As I walked toward the escalator, I glanced back one last time. Stephanie, still sputtering into her phone camera about tyranny and overreach, was being gently but firmly escorted backward, away from security, rolling suitcase jittering behind her like a defeated sidekick. The line she'd tried to cut had already recovered, moving faster now that the chaos had been removed. People were smiling, laughing, shaking their heads. A couple caught my eye and mouthed, "Thank you." I just shrugged and kept walking. I didn't do anything. TSA did. And they did it with fines. An hour later, I sat at the gate, sipping coffee, scrolling through my phone. On my For You page, a fresh video popped up. Crazy lady tries to bully TSA, instantly regrets it, Cedar Ridge Airport. I tapped it. There she was. Stephanie, in all her entitled glory, ducking under the rope, screaming about her rights, refusing to take off her shoes. Someone had added captions and circus music. The top comment read, "Imagine thinking first class lets you skip federal law." Another, "This is why TSA agents are underpaid." And the one that made me snort into my coffee, "Congrats ma'am, you just unlocked no-fly energy." I looked up as they called pre-boarding for my flight. No sign of Stephanie. She wasn't pacing at the gate, wasn't harassing the gate agent, wasn't hovering around the boarding lane. She was probably at the ticket counter arguing with a supervisor about how the internet is defamation. As I scanned my boarding pass, the gate agent smiled. "Pretty wild morning at security, huh?" I chuckled. "You saw the video already?" "It's the airport," she said. "We see it live and on replay." As I headed down the jet bridge, I thought about it. Stephanie wanted special treatment so badly, she convinced herself she was above the line, above the rules, above everyone. She weaponized customer status like it outranked federal law. In the end, she didn't just miss her flight. She became content. If you treat the world like your personal fast lane, don't be surprised when security stops the car. Or in American terms, you can try to cut the line, but TSA can cut your entire travel day. According to the incident report that later went public, Stephanie Mulroney was issued a civil penalty of $13,000 for interfering with security screening procedures and attempting to bypass mandatory screening. She stood there, still holding her phone, still recording, as the officer read her the amount. $13,000, he repeated. Her face went completely white. Then red. Then white again. For what? For trying to cut the line, he said simply.